Hello, and welcome back to La-Mulana 2. I think we're going to be in for some action right off the bat here. We kind of left off right before one of the main bosses. Should just be able to waltz on over and challenge them, I guess. I have not done any real, digging through screenshots, looking for, secondary meaning mantra things, so if we do get stuck, we may have to, take some time to look at screenshots again, but we'll see. We should at least have something to do right off the bat. Hello, Reflex. Oh, whoops. This guy just doesn't even care. So how did we get there again? That was here and down? Was it? Uh-oh. Oh no. Also, what's in here? Not much. Okay. Guess I'll talk to this guy. Yeah, Echidna. And then we also have to look up what that was again. I already forgot. The, scream in Echidna's room. Something. But I guess that's maybe afterwards? Or maybe it's, during the fight we have to use a mantra? We'll have to see. But for now, I guess we'll just see what happens. Big booba lady? Big booba lady. There's always one. One or more. You know, it's very important. Okay, can't quite block all of them. Might want to use some sub-weapons here, I guess. Three minutes of ads. Yeah, I do that at the start of every stream now, so that it's more than 1 hour of non-ads from now on. I think the next something, 70 minutes or 80 minutes or something, will have no pre-roll ads for anyone. So basically, just don't show up in the first 3 minutes of my stream. Or alternatively, just make sure you have ad block or something. Okay, you can damage her. I was thinking maybe there's a gimmick to it where we can't even do anything. And we have to do the howl thing. You literally just hit her in the tits. Okay. Or do we? Where am I hitting her? I'm not sure when I could actually damage her here. Usually it's 2 minutes and not 3 minutes, probably because you show up 1 minute too late in that case. Because yeah, it's always 3 minutes that I set, at least. Yeah, this seems useful to have at least. What? What is happening? Huh? What am I hitting? It's her neck? I don't understand this hitbox. It's that far up. And you can't just jump into her head, so You've never had an ad, even when you show up early? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you have ad block, or if it's, just not working properly for some reason. I don't know if I am doing damage. I guess I am? Again, would be nice to have, a visible health bar change. Yeah, there's probably some, variability to it. If I set 3 minutes of ads, maybe not everyone that's here without ad block gets them. Maybe it's, up to 3 minutes of ads, potentially. Oh no, she's crying. What have I done? Oh. Well, she's old and ugly, so now it's okay that we're beating her up. Okay, it's still the same hitbox. Okay, I just wanted to see if we could, like, actually block that with a shield. It's a bit of a weird fight. I mean, I guess we could just, like, spam a bunch of flares or something. I guess? Maybe the axe is easier to hit with as well. I mean, let's just see what happens with this. These turrets are pretty annoying. Probably want to swap over to this when this attack is going on. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty quick getting to this phase at least. Well, that's all we have of those. But we could always just, like, use normal throwing weapons, I guess. No, it's safe here. Don't have any bombs. Shit. Yeah, I was meant to, like, farm up some money and get bombs and chakrams. Just, if I ever say I'm gonna do this for next time, just assume I'm not gonna do it, because I just forget. Especially if I'm, like, streaming a different game in between. This is a bit of a problem. Okay, you can hit her in the head as well. Oh shit, it's like... Who had this attack in the previous game? Someone had a very similar attack. Was that Tiamat's? So, I mean, in that case, maybe we should do it the opposite way around? That was Tiamat, yeah. Where we, like, start with melee until we get to that phase, and then I start using flares instead. So let's try the axe. Okay, let me just see. No, okay, you cannot block that at all. Makes sense. What? Yeah, this is not going well. Yeah, this seems like it's gonna be kind of rough, unless we are supposed to get an edge by using like a mantra or something with a scream thing. Well, so much for that. Maybe let's try shurikens from the side to begin with. Yeah, this whole area is very reminiscent of Dimensional Corridor, so it kind of makes sense that the boss has like similar attacks too. It's just very awkward to try and hit from these platforms. Like, the lower one is too low and the higher one's too high. Kind of. And then we have that to worry about as well. Yeah, this is very annoying. God, I wish you could have the shield and sub-weapons at the same time. Like, the shield is almost necessary in this fight. And, like, switching between them is super annoying. Like, just doing this every single attack. Blocking those, then, like, throwing a couple, then blocking, and then, like, menuing the entire time. It's just too annoying. Yeah, it just doesn't seem reasonable to try and, like, attack her from the side. She just blocks, like, 80% of it. You might get a couple hits, but then, like, it's just not happening. And not so sure about this boss, unless we're supposed to do something else then. It is Echidna's room, but then I would have to find that screenshot, and I don't know where that screenshot is. And I assume it's for after the boss, since we can defeat her, like, we can do normal stuff, normal damage. Well, there it is. This is the first screenshot. Scream in the room where Echidna is worshipped. Make your wishes heard. And, well, I already forgot. I should probably write this down, like in these notes or something. Would probably be good to write. Oh no, wait, we don't need to write them. We can just check in here. Scream and wish. So it's wind and mother. Yeah, I mean, that's what we did. Yeah, it just seems like it's something for after the fight. Let's try it during the fight, I guess, but I don't know about this one. Doesn't really seem like we can do anything. The knockback is just so annoying. Yeah, what is that hitbox? Why is the hitbox, like, in the neck? I mean, I guess it's the face mostly, but it's kind of weird. This is a very strange boss. I don't think I like it so far. Wait, can you destroy these? No, that would be really helpful if you could, like, destroy these and then they would come back after a set time or something. Because they're just so annoying. Guess we could bring a combat fairy or a healing fairy. Would probably be a good idea. Yeah, this one just seems kind of frustrating. Not really like an interesting pattern or anything. Yes, she seems rough, but not like in a really good way. Not in like a challenge way, just in kind of an obnoxious way. Let's try a combat fairy. Oh right, I guess... Do we have... Does anyone know? Do we have the combination, software combination for like making... Wait, was there a software combination for like increasing the duration of fairies? Or is it just choosing the one you want? I'm not too sure. Save your strength. Don't do it yet. Crap. But then if we do this, we have to go and fetch one every single time, which is annoying. I guess let's use flares again. Get him. Combat Fairy. Do the thing. What was that, like, defeat sound? It sounded like... Oh no, that was one of the projectiles, right? Wow, that's fast. Yeah, stop attacking the attacks. Attack her. Go get her. There you go. Well, I think we're just confirming that Combat Fairy is best fairy. Guess I'll try and use some melee here. Oh crap. I don't know how to avoid this. Get her! Okay, nice. Yeah. It's just Combat Fairy! Just use the Combat Fairy and it's like not even a fight. Good lord. Yeah, like, I don't remember the Combat Fairy being that insane in the first one. I mean, she just, like, used your sub-weapon, which was good and all, but, like, this one is on fucking crack. Well, I basically did nothing. Good job. Defeated Echidna. Yeah, about that. You can leave now. Thanks. She just tried to attack it. Well, she did open it for me. Giant's Flute. An artifact that allows you to hear the tongue of giants. Press the item button to focus on giants' voices. Huh. So maybe in that place where Socket was buried or something? And now? Still no. I guess this isn't the room that Echidna was worshipped in? Even though it's Echidna's room? I mean, it's her room, but I guess they worshipped her somewhere else. Unless we have to do it, like, one by one, which I don't think. How about here? She's still here, too. Just going ham. Save me, Combat Fairy. Please. How does she stay for this long? This is insane. Uh-huh, alright. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for your service. You basically carried me. Should go to that room in the right after Medusa? Oh yeah. No, I don't think we tried that. The, like, Medusa-like dude. Let's check that. Yeah, exactly. Like, the Key Fairy lasts for, like, no time at all. So if the Combat Fairy had the same duration, then she would just be gone, like, before Phase 2. Or, like, by the time you get to the boss, even. Yeah, so, like, right here. Yeah. We can go here. I want to block. Oh, there was a seal there. I didn't even notice. What is this? Ladon's room? It's just a final skull. Nothing? No achievement or anything? Like, you collected all 12 skulls. I guess not. Ready to read some dumbasses? Oh, ye foolish dumbass little clay dolls. Awaken that sleeping nasty-ass mother. Then make use of our seal. The seal of blood. The seal of blood the Master Skull mentions. Offer the 12 skulls to their pedestal. Offer them to our decaying carcass. To our stupid dumbass carcass. Okay. The seal of blood. Corridor of blood? What pedestal? Maybe, like, at the bottom? I remember seeing some, like, socket or something, and or keyhole, and thinking, like, oh, that's weird. I don't know what that is. Hello. Alcyonius? Alcyonius? I don't know how to pronounce that. You've sealed off Echidna. Now the... Oh, shit. I should... Ah, damn. I should have come here first. We might want to load to get a screenshot of this. Now the Typhon system should be unlocked. Go, learn the truth. Okay. Yeah, let's go save and talk to him again before I kill Echidna. Alright, wait, hold on. So these... Yeah, these we've read. Al is the longest serving of the surviving Giga's warriors. He lost his wings in battle and no longer retains the ability to fight. He was leader of the Gigas, but governs no longer, with barely the strength to carry on. Sucks to be him. Alright, let's just, like, teleport back so I can save. I mean, I guess I already have saved afterwards, but let's save here and then just see if we can load. He probably won't say anything important. Or he probably would have said it again, but let's just check. We Gigas fought for the survival of our race. There is no reason for us to be shut away in this place. We have no desire to fight. We were simply seen as an inconvenience by the Olympians. Us bearing dissonance? Absurd. I mean, I guess that's kind of significant. Not really, but just like, there's no dissonance to be found here, I guess? Yeah, alright. Thanks, man. Oh no. No, this is right. No, it's not. There we go. And there's, like, more people to talk to here, so maybe we should try and do that. Like, talk to this guy. I talked to the guy down left, and the one in the middle. So I guess let's go here. And then maybe I want to, like, visit the shop and buy some, like, chakrams, or one chakram. No, you don't. Alright. Uninteresting. This place feels kind of small, the Hall of Malice. It's very condensed, but I mean, I guess it's because it's a boss rush kind of thing. Haven't seen any brown walls, though. Yeah, so we can just get chakrams, a single one. And then we would need some bombs. Does anyone remember where the bombs were? I always forget which shop had them. This one on the right? Ice fire. And wait, ice fire was... Oh right, yeah, ice fire, like this one. This one is definitely the best one because it's very close. Yeah, most of the screens are also like very open and easy to traverse, so it makes it feel even smaller by comparison. Yeah, there we go. That's all I can get for now. So we might want to do a couple treasure fairy things. It's a little boring. I should have done it off camera, but I didn't. So I guess let's do that to stock up. Anyone remember who sells flares as well? Oh, and if anyone knows the combination to get a treasure fairy software, feel free to let me know about that too. Just to speed us up a little bit. Wait. Oh, but we don't even have that anyway. Or was it... Which one was it? Miracle Witch, right. The brown wall. Yeah. Shit. And the Miracle Witch thing is something I can get now, is it? I just have to find the brown wall and figure out what the hell it means. Because I guess maybe we should have a look around Hall of Malice then. That's the only thing about, like, bosses that I can think of. Let's just talk to Elder again. Let's talk to everyone, since we just defeated a Guardian. Yeah. Bosses everywhere. Inside the brown wall. Yeah, we did see some brown walls in Hall of Malice. But I checked the ones I could see and didn't seem to have anything, but yeah, it wasn't like super thorough. Let me show him this as well. Look at my finger. Or flute, whatever it was. What's that shiny, expensive looking thing you got there? The giant's flute? This is a flute? Well, that sure blows. You want to hear it again? It was a pretty bad joke. Yeah, for some reason I thought it said it was like a giant's finger flute, but nope. No fingers here. I guess let's... Should we bother? Why do I bother? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's true as well. Like, I should go through Hall of Malice more thoroughly in general, because when you're just rushing through killing bosses and stuff, you kind of don't look around and hit walls and all of that stuff. So there might be some other secrets and whatnot. So, I mean, surely Phobos will say something now that I have all 12 skulls. There's no way he doesn't. There's also the Spalder thing. God damn it, Phobos. Alright, never mind. Yeah, Eternal Prison with a Key Fairy, I guess. We need to do that. And I think people said that's basically not really hinted at much more than that. It's just find it. There's no other way to, like, deduce where it would be, I guess. I think we read this, yeah. Yeah, just some combination stuff. Alright, so what do we even start with? Let's start with Hall of Malice, I guess. Did I want to save there? Yeah, I guess that's fine. There's some hidden rooms I haven't entered in Malice. Oh yeah. Yeah, those ones on the map. I mean, I guess let's, like, use this just kind of everywhere. Just to see if it does anything. Yeah, right here. Oh, you just jump in? Alright. Time Serdab. I forget what Serdab means again. Oh, and we could have broken this as well, or maybe you can only break it from this side? I think I tried hitting the left wall here and it did nothing, so I guess that was a weird one-way thing. I mean, I guess to get out, because you can't get out. The fur of a Nemean, however you pronounce that, Nemean lion, their pelts are tough enough to keep arrows from penetrating their mark. Uh-huh. And it's a green word, as if it's up there, I guess. Oh, thanks for the money. I needed that. Time Serdab. We didn't see, like... Oh, it's probably... We're probably gonna, like... I think I may want to save before we do anything here again, now that I've collected, like, money and stuff. Let's check the other secret room. Because I imagine we're gonna pull these, and it's gonna be, like, a time thing, but you're supposed to, use the, like, time stop thing to lock the platforms in their correct places or something. And I don't know if you only get one chance. There isn't anything like that, like the chain whip in the first game, right? Where you just completely get locked out. Wasn't there something like that about the, what was that other thing? The, like, scale thing as well? My wishes are to go into this room. Hear me. Shouldn't be able to lock yourself out. Alright, so I guess we could just try it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, don't we just do this then? Ah, not quite. Yeah, something like that. We just want this to be a little further down. Yeah, so I mean, this seems simple enough. But let's continue exploring, and then I'll have to redo, like, regain the time stop thing. I don't think there's any, like, failable puzzles, but some things get locked out by game progression. Yeah, I've heard, like, conflicting reports about that. I don't know how that works or not. Or, like, if there are things I can lose out on if I don't do them before a certain point, or if there's not. Oops. So, anything, like, down here? I guess let's use the dagger. Just mow the lawn a little bit. Nothing. Crap. This room is awful. But yeah, I guess I did kind of, like, rush through this one, like, very quickly. Like, going past the spikes down there. Ow, don't do it. And there's some brown walls here, but I don't think I can do anything with these. Oh. I'm dumb. We just walk in. We've already been here. For some reason, I was looking for a secret entrance to a room that just had a non-secret entrance. Destroy Typhon. I guess, hold on, let's just, like, write that down since we know we can do that. So, like, this, we've done. Destroy Typhon. Maybe, Giants... Oh, no, don't do that again. Hold on. Giants flute at... prison... Sacket room? Something? No places become locked out? Oh, what? What's this about? I can't destroy it. I can't push it. There will still be ways. Oh, so it's like something might get inconveniently locked out, but it's not permanently gone. What? Is this supposed to be something? Oh, scan. Oh, okay. Orthus. Orthrus? What was that? Yeah, it's called Orthrus. I didn't even realize. I thought it was Orthus. Right. Big face guy. A sage of the Gigas. His countless chimera experiments have turned him into a gruesome monster. He is Echidna's husband, but he entered this world as a chimera byproduct of Echidna's own experiments. He later used Echidna's power to produce more chimeras. Sounds like a healthy relationship to me. The wiki claims certain parts of the world are permanently locked out. Yeah, maybe the wiki is incomplete. That tends to be the case sometimes. Especially, like, due to it being a wiki, oftentimes it's like wikis say one thing, and then because the wiki says it, people believe it to be true, and then they keep saying that, and then because everyone's saying that, oh, there we go, brown wall. That was kind of tricky. How are you supposed to do that? That was a complete accident. Well, we got it. Miracle Witch. Just by accident. Great. But yeah, it just like perpetuates itself, basically. But goddammit, we need like 4,000 megabytes or something. Nagor's 8th Flash game. Conjure up magic to solve mysteries in this action RPG. A puzzle-solving related app. So now we have tons and tons of combinations. So we should probably write this down, like the ones that they tell us about, and the ones we know. And I don't actually remember what we know, or don't. Like I should have that, just make a new note. Call it, like, app combo. How do we, like, make it save this? Make it like a header. No? There we go. And then we'll just have to fill that in as we unlock them, or, like, understand them. You think the wiki also says the dragon neck entry is marked on the map? Might have not have been updated a lot? Not sure what you mean by that. Marked on the map? Oh, I see, like, going from Takamagahara into the other place is like, it would say that there's an exit, but it doesn't. Also, we are almost dead. I should probably escape before I die. And now I forgot again, like, what is the simplest way to get one of those refills on the time thing? Down here is one, but I don't think this is the simplest way. It's not too bad. Ow. Early Steam threads mentioned that it's marked, but it wasn't anymore when you played. Yeah, maybe it was like a change. Oh yeah, Immortal Battlefield I think had one like nearby as well. Good heal. Wait, what am I doing? No, I do want to go here, yeah. You know what? I should probably just use this here. Especially if that guy jumps down. Which he apparently just doesn't want to do at this point. Hey, guy. Oh, does he not do it? There we go. I don't know if that's random or if he doesn't do it unless you're, like, close in verticality. So he does it when you're, like, coming from the top one. Okay, so... how do we do this? Like, I want to be able to freeze it when this one is, like, pretty far down. Yeah, like that. Damn it. I guess we have to do it when it's going up? Okay, so maybe I don't do it right away. I want to time it so that the left one is going down and is a little higher up, and the right one is about to go up and is, like, slightly above the ground. Something like that. Not sure if that's guaranteed. Okay, so... nope. Way later than that. Not sure if I'm, like, overcomplicating this, or if it's just learn the timing. I guess it's just random if he jumps down or not. That's way too late. No, it's not, because we can just use one. Never mind. I guess you don't need to, like, make 2 stepping stones or whatever. Nemean fur. Sturdy clothes made out of a beast's pelt. Wear to reduce damage incurred. That probably would have been nice to have during the boss battle, but... oh! What did I just do? What happened? It just made a sound like something was pushed. But was that just coincidence? That was the pedestal coming back up? Like the sound was delayed or something? You can barely do it without the time stop? Oh, the weight pedestal, I see. Okay. Yeah, this one is pretty good to get the time stop back. That's quick enough. Alright, so now we have that. I guess let's talk to Mulbrook again and note down some combinations. I mean, I have all these screenshots I could just read, but whatever. Yeah, okay. Miracle Witch plus Bounce Shot. So let's just say, like, Combat Fairy. Wait, hold on. I guess we should do the combo first and then the result. So, Miracle Witch plus Bounce Shot equals Combat Fairy. No, shit. And there's 4 different types, right? Whoa, what happened? Where's my cursor? It just disappeared. So, Healing Fairy. Key Fairy. I have the wrong order here. Should really be this. And there we go. So now we just need the other ones here. Oh, you're not sure the healing one has a combo? Yeah, that would make sense. What did La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2 do? Did we know that? Yeah, it makes sense that there's no combo for that, since that's just don't use a combo. So it's just combat, treasure, and key. Also, I guess we should just test it, like, just see what does Miracle Witch combine into. Yeah, Miracle. Oh no, that's the map stuff. But yeah, future development, bounce shot, Victory Master, Death Village, Space Capstar. So wait, there's how many? 5 different combinations with Miracle Witch. Unless there's more than like 2 in the combo as well. I mean, let's just keep talking to her. I guess let's write this down as well then. So La-Mulana plus La-Mulana 2. Yeah, we already know that. I'm not gonna like... I mean, fine. Let's write that as well, just so we know. So we have all of them. And which one was that? La-Mulana 2? Yeah. La-Mulana 2, Yago Map Reader, and Yago Map Street. See secret rooms. Stop telling me that. Future Development Company? Oh, okay. Miracle Witch and Future Development Company. Inaudible voices become audible. Okay. That's something we can test out right away. Miracle Witch plus Future Development Company equals... Wait, what was it? Inaudible voices become audible. I was gonna say the opposite. Something like that, if it's the same as the first game. Or like dev rooms or whatever. Mechary Master is Key Fairy. Final shot. Space Capstar is Treasure. But then there's another one. Miracle Witch. Damn it. God, I wish I could, like, make this... A normal enter press should not go to a new paragraph. A shift enter press could do that, but... Oh, man. It's just... We want to flip those. Miracle Witch plus... It was Death Village, which we don't know yet. You'd abbreviate all the app names. Yeah, I mean, if I was doing notes for my own sake, I definitely would. Just, like, very much use, like, shorthand to the extreme. I tend to do that. But since we're now making notes, like, in the game to see in stream, I figure I should, like, properly write stuff as much as possible. Yeah, like there's some notes I've made for different games where I had to like decipher what the hell I even meant. Like several episodes later when I check back at them, it's just very confusing. And yeah, I don't think she says anything else, right? It's just the fairy stuff. But let's go back to the Elder, now that I've gotten the brown wall stuff. Yeah, with Baba, I had to, like, decipher some of my notes, and I had no idea what I meant. I guess he just says that now. Yeah. Alright. Maybe we should visit the Queen, Fairy Queen, see if she says anything. Yeah, we read this. And there's no other, like, fairy to talk to in any way that would matter. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I did get the DLC. It's, like, less than €3 right now during the Steam summer sale, so nothing really changed. Like, it doesn't look any different, but I guess something has changed, so maybe we should go and check out that Tower of Oannes thing again. Like, I won't do it. I'm not gonna, like, bother with that until we've beaten the game, but maybe we should just take a quick look. Yeah, time to never find the entrance, exactly. It's, like, one of the most upvoted reviews for Tower of Oannes. Like, I'm 10 hours in and I've yet to find the entrance, or something like that. And no, I haven't reread all the prophecy tablets yet. That's definitely, like, on the to-do list. I just want to see if anything has, like, obviously changed here, or if that's, like, something completely separate. Like, I don't even know how you can tell if you have the DLC installed or not, if it's working. Wait, how did we do this again? Oh, here. Oh no. God damn it. Yeah, like a tablet or something? There's nothing. Great. Yep, so, we won't know how to enter it. One specific room should be changed, but there's no way to know which. Is it a room I've already seen? So I would, like, potentially be able to tell that it's changed? Guess we should teleport out. So now, I guess let's do a little bit of money farming. Just a random previously normal room, okay. And by random, you don't mean literally random, right? But it's like actually random, but it's just like, you know, a nothing room. A room that didn't have anything significant before, and now it does. Decent odds of running into it naturally, yeah. We'll probably just leave that for the very end. Yeah, just randomly picked by the devs, okay. So... Miracle Witch plus Space Capstar? Well, that's simple at least. Crap, but wait, hold on, what was my combination here? It was like... I don't know what I was even using. Because this is the dev stuff. We could try like this kind of thing. Combination for now, just to see what that might do. And yeah, I guess the La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2 might be the whip damage or something. It was like something else we figured out that was the non-whip damage increase, and this might be the whip damage, because that would make sense. Not sure if the dagger is the best for this. Don't think so. And yeah, if anyone knows like a better spot to farm money, feel free to let me know as well, but I guess this one is decent enough. It's no pillar from La-Mulana 1 though. That pillar was like insane. This is just the spot you always use, yeah. She's probably leaving pretty soon, I imagine. Yep. Alright, I mean, we got like 300-400, I guess. So, I suppose that's alright for now. Let's go to the shop. Wow, let's teleport away from the screen that has the shop that I'm going to. Good. Just pick up some grenades and then... Did anyone know any flare shops? Okay, you can have more than 20. More than 30? No, 30 is the max. Alright. Let's check this one. I don't remember what this shop has. One down from the Grail point. Okay, hold on. I just want to check this one first. Yeah, it's a little further down. This was the one I meant. Yeah, flare gun. There we go. Alright, that's fine. We don't need more money at this point, unless something else comes up. So, I mean, at least farming money is quick in these games. Like, once you know how to farm the money, it stops becoming an issue, which is nice. Alright. And now... I mean, I guess let's go... check out the dev room thing, just see what that is. If it works, now that I have the like combination on. Sure enough. Death Village, Nigora's first Flash game. In this puzzler, you can't control the protagonist directly. Instead, you use the mouse to open and close doors and windows, scaring them towards the goal. After creating the original La-Mulana and basking in the critical acclaim that followed, we had a realization. What if we used the internet as a medium to sell our own titles? Whoa, the internet, that'll never take on. I guess we don't really need to like save screenshots of these. This title was the first we released under the Nigoro name. At this point, we weren't making games with a player in mind, so the controls and the mechanics they support are tricky to come to grips with. Unsurprisingly, it failed to resonate with browser game players who were used to less demanding games. We started with a core idea, a game that could be expanded with the creation and exchange of user-generated stages for infinite replayability. But the path to the finish line was a long one. The way I remember it, we rushed to get the game out in May to coincide with the announcement of La-Mulana. I still remember struggling to choose the design, now that I could use full color after only creating things with retro video game style graphics up until that point. Man, this is extensive! Holy crap, is this gonna be this extensive for every single one? Maybe we have to like take a break and just like read one of these at a time at different points throughout. But Negoro's first title was a rip-roaring success. Well, if being adequate in its own way counts as success. I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing the protagonist falling over or crumpling up. They certainly, like, did a better job with the translation as well. Like, it's more natural sounding than much of La-Mulana 1. They're all like 3 text boxes minimum. Oh boy. Well, let's go. Yeah, this one I've actually played. Negoro's second Flash game. It's a slaptastic fighting game where you swipe the mouse to smack your opponent. Our previous title was convoluted, so we approached this game with accessibility in mind, hence the one-handed mouse control scheme. Yeah, it's very important that it's one-handed. We kind of just threw ideas together as they came to us, and the end result was a premise where noble women competed in the time-honored tradition of bitch-slapping each other. That and the story that followed from it may have made it a hit. At the time, most people knew us for this game rather than La-Mulana, making it a sort of bastard poster child for the studio. Yep, exactly. I had not heard of La-Mulana around this point, but I had played this game. The backend was streamlined, which made it possible to add extra story routes or characters with a simple data swap. So we started taking any opportunity we could, a new La-Mulana promotional tie-in or anything else, to add to our spin-off lineup, starting with Rose and Camellia 2. We had plans for a smartphone game that came and went twice. We even drew up characters and a story for Rose and Camellia 3, but it never saw the light of day. Which is a damn shame, because I was looking forward to laying the double slap mechanic on the world. Lonely House Moving, Negoro's third Flash game. It's a wickedly simple game where you follow behind a moving truck and jump over the stuff that falls out. The girl the protagonist loves is in the truck, and he's chasing after her as she moves away because he can't bring himself to let her go. It's an adorable premise, is it, that I can't see Negoro doing today. We set out to create a Twitch runner, and shoehorned in, Twitch reactions, I guess, not specifically Twitch, in a story and premise, and shoehorned in a story and premise after the fact. The previous 2 titles had been bigger time sinks than we'd anticipated. Our solution was to put out projects with short turnarounds, but consistently, the first of which was this game. However, along the way, this simple project somehow ended up having a hidden ending. Yeah, these tunes aren't in the music app, are they? It's like just music from the games in question. But it kind of sounds like they might be like remixes or something. I don't remember the music sounding like that good. In the Slap game, but maybe it did. This game has a score ranking system, which we hoped would engage players longer and more deeply. Day after day, the leaderboards would refresh with scores higher than anything the development team had ever seen. In fact, some of the scores were so high they defied logic. Still, the white-hot battle for top place had us on the edge of our seats. This bite-sized game stands as the most simple in Negoro's storied history of game development. It's why I can revisit it over and over, and it's always fun. I distinctly recall a moment of clarity where I thought to myself, wow, I can make games that don't have to be La-Mulana-sized epics. Well, I do prefer the La-Mulana-sized epics, personally. Yeah, it's very, like, Nanaka Crash style stuff, but I've never seen this one. Space Capstar 2? Negoro's fourth Flash game. Take asteroids style momentum-based spaceship control, add walls you need to avoid colliding into, and make it playable with a mouse. This was in development alongside Lonely House Moving, and had the same short turnaround philosophy behind it. Or it did, until our perfectionism got the best of us and it somehow ended up with 15 stages and unique elements for each of them. Truth be told, this game was completed before Lonely House Moving, but the result of the original draft left much to be desired. Back then, it was a slow-paced, methodical game about advancing through a labyrinth. So we asked ourselves, what should we tweak to make it interesting? Heck, are there any interesting elements that should be kept in? And that's when it hit us. What could be more entertaining than losing control of the spaceship and having it slam into walls at high speed? What could be more interesting, huh? So we added almost tangible velocity to the mouse inputs, and from that emerged a game about slamming into walls hard and fast. This new focus on playability paved the way for the very advancement of mankind, for an exemplar of our species? Yes, appeared. What? I don't understand that sentence. Who was able to reach the goal at high speed without crashing even once. We were ecstatic that we'd nailed the balance between easy to pick up and play and difficult to master. I mean, that sounds interesting, I guess, but I don't know if I would play it. Maybe. Make a remaster? I think I've seen this one. Yeah, I think I've seen the skirt flipping thing. Nigora's 5th Flash game. In this game, you flip the skirts of every girl you pass down the school halls. Is nothing sacred? The skirt flipping action is mapped to flicking the mouse upwards. Precise mouse movements are required, but the stage scrolls by at lightning speed, making for an extremely demanding game. But maybe that messed up approach was just the ticket, because this title went on to be a poster child for Nigoro, right alongside Rose and Camellia. Yeah, that's weird. I guess I've just heard of the most popular ones. Nigoro had the dumbass niche covered. People of a certain age will remember how flipping skirts was a mainstay of anime and manga at one point. We got a bit carried away with that and ended up having a classic anime song play during the bonus and ending segments. And then we got swept off straight off our feet and disappeared up our own asses when it came to the English version, which came complete with translated vocals. We thought we would have to change the setting for the international release, as high school girls are considered children abroad. Okay. But hey, all's well that ends well. I made a point of allowing the player to choose their preferred style of panties alongside difficulty, despite the fact that it has no bearing on the gameplay itself. Very important. This was a calculated move, made in full knowledge that streamers would stream and upload videos of their specific panty preference. Yeah, that's what streamers do, right? We talk about, like, panty preferences all the time. Advertisers love them. Nigoro's sixth Flash game, Bounce Shot, a shooting game that plays out on a fixed screen where you destroy the walls. You control your unit with lateral mouse swipes. The unit tilts depending on the speed it is moving, altering your firing angle. Your projectiles rebound off the edges of the screen, allowing you to take enemies down diagonally or even from behind. Yeah, that's where you found my stream. All the panty talk. This game was supposed to be another simple, short turnaround project, but our creative juices were running dry at the time. Then we had this seems to be a familiar story. This was supposed to be a simple game, and then it wasn't. Then we had the idea to mix and match multiple games, so we included a power-up that increased the number of projectiles you could fire. Couple that with the fact that you could kill yourself with rebound fire, and throw enemy chain explosions into the mix, and you have what we consider to be a fine blend of breezy action and nail-biting tension. They sure are like advertising their own games, like, look at how amazing our game is! But it only took one death to throw the player off their game, and the lack of continues added insult to injury. The simplicity of the game's design had us throwing moderation out the window again. If I remember correctly, we made 50 or so stages, or thereabouts. I don't remember the exact figure. We've never heard of anyone clearing every stage. The stage count and challenging gameplay simply make it impossible. I'm sure someone's done it. It's also above and away the most generic-looking Nigoro title, or title Nigoro has put out, keeping it from the streaming spotlight. Whether anyone has even seen the last boss, let alone beaten it, is a mystery to us and will probably stay that way. One thing's for sure, though. It was an experimental title where everything from the music to the graphics were unlike anything we'd worked on before. Two more. Future Development Company. The 7th Flash game. Breaking with convention, this game wasn't announced on Nigoro's site and was also our first commission project. The project was built around the key phrase, temporary engineers. From that emerged the premise of solving space-related issues with temporary personnel. At its core, it's a town-building simulator, but we took pains to avoid mind-numbing downtime. The time limit and enemy interference make for a pretty harrowing game. I think at this point we were sick to our eyeballs of making simple games. Were you? Even though you said every simple game ended up being more complicated? So we crammed the text and artwork full of our flavor. This was a commissioned project, so I took the client's opinions to heart but without compromising our signature style. Actually, we did have a request from the client to change the name of the guide character, Opeko, something which I vehemently refused to do. I know, talk about priorities, right? What? In the end, we were able to pour our hearts and souls, but why Opeko? What's... I don't know, like, why you were so passionate about that name. In the game, within the limited confines we were given to work in. The end result was a blast to play, and played unlike anything Nagoro had done before. We fixated on perfecting the presentation of the game, which developed into another Mechary Master-style obsession, complete with song and all. I'd go as far as to say that it was the most satisfied I've been with our output, La-Mulana notwithstanding. I mean, we even managed to get a La-Mulana last boss cameo in there. Never heard of that one. I may have seen this? Not too sure. Miracle Witch, the 8th Flash game. A 2D action RPG with puzzle-solving elements that depend on your mastery of magic to solve. This game came about as a way to replicate the experience of playing 2D ARPGs with a mouse. The game is controlled by mapping character movement to mouse movement and magic use to clicking. Every dungeon map is interconnected, allowing you to catch glimpses of places you won't be able to reach until later into the game, and giving the player something to be hyped for. The appeal is in the ability to start the game, look at the game map in its entirety, and venture off at your whim. We set off to create a game with a short turnaround, but without compromising on complex puzzles. The game is incredibly minimalistic. There aren't even text hints. In classic fashion, the player is left to their devices, smashing conspicuous geometry or destroying all enemies to proceed. It seems it resonated with the retro gamers, but flew over the heads of younger generations. This game was subtitled The Philosopher's Pebbles, and was intended to have a subtitled follow-up entitled, what else? The Secret Room, I see. The game was supposed to be one of our short turnaround projects, the idea being to repurpose the underlying system for another scenario. But the base data creation turned out to be far more time-consuming than we first imagined, never heard that before, and with development on the La-Mulana remake gearing up, the project was ultimately shelved. Oh boy. Hope you learned everything you wanted to learn about Nagoro games. Or didn't want to learn. So are there any other places in the game where this combo is ever a thing? Miracle Witch and future development? Or is this only for this room? I guess we don't know what Death Village does yet. Probably not. Like, there aren't any other rooms. Oh boy. You don't know of any other places? Alright. I mean, it's like, we can't really remove it anyway, because I want to have future development company. So I can, like, teleport back and forth. And, what do we do now? I'm, like, exhausted from that. So, there isn't any, like, other hints for what these combinations do, other than what Mulbrook gives you, and I guess... Did Elder say something? I can't remember, but, like, the other combinations that you can make, you just have to realize, or what? Like this one, Death Village, Lonely House Moving. Guess we should, like, write these down. You think so? Like, there aren't any other hints, so you just have to figure them out? Because, yeah, I'm wondering if I just want to be told what they do, because it seems kind of obnoxious to try and figure out everything. Death Village and Miracle Witch, we have. And then Rose and Camellia. Lonely House Moving. What is it called? Rose and... Yeah. Oops. La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2 is actually part of a 3-part combo, you think? Oh, shit. Because, I mean, they're also just... They're a combo, like, in and of themselves. And that's only La-Mulana 2. Oh, there we go. Rose and Camellia. Okay, we don't know what that does. Yeah. Okay. So that we don't know. What else did we do? Did we check anything else? Yeah, Mechary Master. Yeah, these are gonna be a little too obnoxious to, like, try and figure out, I feel. And then Space Capstar. Wait, Rose and Camellia plus Mechary Master was the non-whip damage one that we already figured out? And then, I mean, I assume this is whip damage up. Probably. We can test it, I guess. But, like, I don't know what enemies can take more than one hit of my whip at this point. That one. But that is with... that is without the combo. Hold on, let's teleport in here. Damn it. Yeah, all of these are just one taps anyway, so I can't test on them. I mean, who knows? That's the problem with, like, breakpoints and stuff. And maybe, like, adding in... God damn it. If you add in Rose and Camellia, maybe, like, it adds even more whip damage or something? I don't know. It's hard to know. Oh, okay, that's something new. What was that? It's like a counterattack thing? Okay, that's interesting. And that's specifically with these two, right? Or like the 3 combo? Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. So... wind counterattack thing. And then what else? Space Capstar and Miracle Witch we have. And that seems to be the only combination for it, unless there's a triple. Lonely House Moving and La-Mulana. Yeah, we don't have that. Ah, stupid line breaks. Think I got all the triples? Alright. And Mechary Master plus La-Mulana 2. Wait, and it's not these ones, right? Yeah. Mechary Master and La-Mulana 2. God damn it. Ah. So these might be all the combinations. There's only 2 triples. Okay, yeah, so it's this one and this one. So we might have all of the combinations, or like, yeah, the combinations figured out, just not what they do. And yeah, I'm really on the fence. I'm like just wondering if maybe I should just find out what what they do, because it's just annoying, like, going through and trying to figure out what every single combination is actually having an effect on, because it can be very hard to notice. Hmm. Maybe we could do something like that. Two would require very extensive testing. Or maybe a lucky Mulbrook exchange? Wait, you can get more combos from Mulbrook? Do you remember what the La-Mulana 1 combos are? Nope, not at all. I guess if you want to like list the La-Mulana 1 combos first, since we have known all of those. Yeah, like I know there was one that gave us like more iframes or something. You don't know if she ever talks about more combos? Oh, I see. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it. I want to say it was like Death Village and Lonely House Moving? Or Miracle Witch? No, that's... Yeah, maybe it was Miracle Witch. It might have been this that like increases iframes in the first game. No? Yeah, longer iframes, resurrection on death, more text storage slots. But yeah, that shouldn't be a thing. I mean, I guess I might as well... Hold on. I can look at my La-Mulana 1 manual. And check the combinations here. Expand storage of text tracks. Listen to all tunes in the game. Death Village plus something was extend iframes. Rose and Camellia plus something is strengthen main weapons except whips. And that seems to be Rose and Camellia and Mickery Master. Yeah, so that's strengthen non-whip. Yeah, faster fairy respawn was one. Treasure Fairy, Key Fairy, Weapon Fairy. Lonely House Moving plus something is you can revive only once when you killed. That one is good. So that might be Death Village. Rose and Camellia. It's probably one of these. I guess I just teleported here, so let's go die. Oh, I definitely have more iframes, right? I just noticed. From Lonely House Moving? Because, like, I'm not being juggled on these spikes anymore. Yeah, and we don't revive. But, like, if I now remove those, if we have this, and I jump onto the spikes, I'm pretty sure I can get, like, stun-locked. No? Are these spikes different? Or is it like enemy attacks can hit you into the spikes, but spikes can't hit you into spikes in that sense? We need some place that like does a lot of damage to you. It's just so hard to tell. Yeah, it's like you take damage from an enemy, then from a spike, then from an enemy, because they have like separate cooldowns or something. But let's try like Lonely House Moving plus Rose and Camellia. You know, I have the shield thing, or counterattack. Okay, that's doing like no damage. There we go, yep. There's this one. Perfect. So I guess it's Lonely House Moving plus Death Village then? That's like... I mean, is it? Oh, damn. This one? Yeah, definitely more iframes. So that seems like a very good, like, general use combination to just have on, because the iframes are a big pain. Yeah, it does seem like, I imagine the like respawn does need the game to like be reset, sort of like a fairy point before you can use it again. I mean, I guess fairy points come back eventually. Yeah, so that is definitely more iframes. La-Mulana 2 plus Mechary Master. I'm on set 1. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on set 1, I think. Oh no, I'm not. Shit. Sorry. I don't know what I did to set 1. Like what I had on here. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep those on. Yeah, let's see. So this one we still don't know. This one we still don't know, and this one we still don't know. Everything else is fine. And did we have any other things from the previous game? Shorten Time Fairy's Return might be... That might be Death Village. Miracle Witch plus Death Village. I assume... I guess just feel free to tell me if this is right or not. And yeah. Oh, I haven't confirmed La-Mulana 1 and 2. Yeah. I mean, I guess not. But what else would it be? I mean, maybe La-Mulana 2 plus Mechary Master is the whip damage instead? Just gonna test it on this skeleton again. I mean, it's the same there, but who knows what that means exactly? Yeah, it kind of seems like we're probably not going to do too much more in La-Mulana 2 today. I'm just gonna like figure out these combinations, I guess. Yeah, the squid enemies are pretty good. We could do that. And I mean, there's a squid enemy like in here, I suppose. It's probably the easiest one to fight since it's like on land. So I mean, let's try it then without anything on. Six hits. Surely it respawns if we just walk back in here. God damn it. I thought like 3 screens was enough to respawn them. La-Mulana 1 plus 2 wasn't whip damage in the first game. I guess that's true. I mean, La-Mulana 2 wasn't even a thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, maybe the combinations may have changed because there's now La-Mulana 2. But yeah, I don't mind like being told what the combinations were in La-Mulana 1 because I just can't remember them. So I mean, in that case, I assume it's Mechary Master in La-Mulana 2. We still can't tell. I guess we have to test this one. Weren't there some other like really tanky enemies that took like 8 hits or something? The last one is optional and never hinted at in a room you might never revisit. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind some kind of hint for that in that case. La-Mulana plus Lonely House Moving was the combo in La-Mulana 1? Oh, I see. Didn't even realize. Wait, did I write that down? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, yep. That's more damage, alright. So this one we don't know yet. The bombable wall in the underworld. I mean, we still want to go into the underworld and find, like, key fairy stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll keep that in mind. And yeah, I'm just gonna look up the other combinations then, like for La-Mulana 1 app combo. In La-Mulana 1, it was Miracle and Death Village, reducing the fairy point recharge, so that's correct. Death Village plus Move was invincibility after taking damage lasts longer, so I mean that's different in this one, right? Because it was Death Village plus... Oh no, I guess that's what it is. Like, Move is Lonely House Moving. Yeah, okay, that's the same. And then Rose and Camellia and Mechary Master was non-whip damage. Yeah. And Move and La-Mulana was whip damage. Move and Rose and Camellia. Rose, Camellia, and Lonely House Moving is you can revive only once when you killed. Miracle and Mirai was the Dev Runes, but in this case it's Miracle Witch and Future Development Company, which I guess, yeah, that makes sense, Mirai, Future. Yeah, so I think we have all of the combinations, so I guess these are just La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2, La-Mulana 2 and Mechary Master. Yeah, I mean, I guess those are just the two new ones, because, like... Oh, and this one, this wind counter attack as well. Like, the ones using La-Mulana 2 are new in this game. Wait, in La-Mulana 1, Miracle Witch plus Death Village is reduced fairy point, but it's changed in this game? So it's not faster fairy respawn? Because, yeah, I might just want to, like, know what these are then. If we've kind of figured out as much as I can without, like, it being annoying. Unless I just, like, have these combos on, I guess. I guess we could do that. Before I look it up now, let's just, like, try and have as many of these combos on as I can. So, La-Mulana 1, 2, and Mechary Master, if we can do that. Yeah, I've kind of done as much as I can. And then... Oh, I can't have this. Yeah, that's the problem. I guess I want this anyway. And Miracle Witch plus Mechary Master is just Key Fairy. Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice if I could, like, have all of the ones I'm not sure about on at the same time. You probably figure it out? Wait, I would figure it out, or I should look it up because I wouldn't? Wouldn't, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess let's just look them up to get this over with. We've done as much as I can. App combinations. Okay, so... La-Mulana, I guess now I get a little spoiled on what the last app is, but that doesn't matter. La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2 and Rose and Camellia is getting hit will damage enemies in a small radius. Yep, we did at least figure that one out. La-Mulana and La-Mulana 2 is enemies drop even more souls, coins, and ammo. I kind of thought that, but I didn't think it was that, because, like, we killed we killed the squid and then got a bunch of money from it, but I thought that was just like a coincidence or something. But okay. That's kind of a good one to have on then. More enemy loot. And La-Mulana... Wait, what was it? Miracle Witch and Death Village. Special effect from hot springs lasts 5 minutes. Right, we've heard about that, right? Didn't someone mention that? Like, there's a combo that extends the effects or something. Longer hot springs. 5 minutes. And was that it? La-Mulana 2 and Mechary Master. Reduces damage from lava, laser beams, and other similar things by half. What do you mean similar? Similar to lava and laser beams? That's very vague. But I mean, that also sounds pretty good, actually. Okay. Reduced laser, lava, etc. damage. Poison lava, poison laser beams. It's not just environmental damage. It's probably not spikes and stuff. But I guess that's that for now. So then, what kind of combination would I want on at this point then? So La-Mulana 1 and 2 is just more loot. The counterattack is cool, but do I want it? I would really like the iframe one. Yeah, I guess we can check if that is spike damage or not. Oh god, which one was it? Was it that? No? Yeah, it was that. Okay, so... spike damage right now. Oh god, I wasn't looking at my health. Oh god, I don't even know how much that is. 29 or something? Is that 29? Or is my math off? Is it 39? 29? I think it's 29. It's 31. My math is very off. Never mind. And if we remove it... Oh god, someone do the math for me. Jesus Christ. Oh, that was easy. That was 31 again. Yeah, okay. So that doesn't include spikes. So iframes, like I don't know what the most useful overall set would be. Like I guess maybe the Mechary Master one? La-Mulana, Mechary Master. These ones? But that seems kind of meh. Like I don't know what the most overlap you can get is. And the counterattack would be fun to have. But then I have to remove something else. So yeah, you kind of can't have that. Because yeah, if I do this... Lonely House Moving and La-Mulana was whip damage plus. I mean, I guess this is kind of good. Like, the counterattack and whip damage up. We don't get the iframes, but I guess this is a pretty decent set to just have on. Wait, I think I might just leave it off there for La-Mulana 2, because like now we've just done all the like Easter egg stuff and app combo things. It would kind of feel weird to just get back into progression at this point. I may as well like leave it here and then continue next time with like actual stuff, and we'll do some Hades. Oh, and Resurrection? We get Resurrection from this? Rose and Camellia and Lonely House Moving. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like 32 extra health. It's not that much, but it's okay. Can probably save you sometimes. So yeah, thanks for watching La-Mulana 2. Kind of a dull technical episode, I guess, but you know, we'll get into the progression more next time. Hades coming up next. Probably epilogue time. Very likely. I'll see you in a bit.